Welcome viewers to the 13th episode of the Chlorophyll podcast, special edition to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Chlorophyll. It is my absolute pleasure to learn today from an absolute maverick, Vivek Singh, one half of a revolutionary duo. I say one half because whenever I speak to Vivek, he says, Kiran, but we must almost always talk about my brother Anil Singh. But today we have Vivek Singh, one half of the two Mavericks, who have revolutionized sport in India. Imagine in 2004, there were no marathons. Today, there are 800 timed marathons and another 800 untimed marathons. Imagine it has become a Harvard case study. The Mumbai Marathon has become a Harvard case study. That's the impact Vivek Singh has had on a sleepy nation called India and has, in the past 2 decades, made it into a sport powerhouse. So, Vivek, welcome. Thank you for giving your valuable. I know you are between very important meetings in Delhi, but thank you for giving us this time. Starting before we talk about all that you have achieved in sport, just a bit of a background. How did Anil and Vivek became so passionate about sport? Family, school, just inherent interest, just a couple of uh, clarifications about how this entire passion came into being.
First
Vivek,
of all, thank you, Kiran. It is such a First of all, thank you, Kiran. It's such a privilege to be on this podcast with you. You have
thank
been
you.
such an integral part of our journey. You, Chlorophyll, and the entire team have been
Thank
such an
you.
integral part of our journey. I don't think we could have done it without you. And we
Thank you.
still consider you such a wonderful friend of ours and a mentor to us in so many different dimensions when it comes to communications, design, etc. So, an absolute privilege and pleasure, Kiran, to be here with you. And yes, delighted that through you we can share some nuggets about this amazing, amazing journey called Mumbai Marathon and the running revolution in India with all those who are listening in or will listen to it in the future. Your question was how big a role has family, the school, the environment
Correct.
played? It's a good question. Dad was Indian Army. Mum
Oh,
was an enterprising homemaker who did many, many side businesses. So very, very diverse upbringing. A lot of my mum practiced the Zoroastrian faith. Dad was Sikh, and they got married at a time when that was just not kosher. But they insisted on blessings from both sides of the family and got married. So very diverse influences in the house while growing up. Anil is a maverick, and like I tell him sometimes when we have a bit of words with each other, that he's from another planet, and he completely goes into a silent mode, and he says, "I think you're right. I am from another planet." So yes, a wonderful bingy, but I think the real genesis was that Anil's love for sport. And I think
okay.
very early on in his life, he decided he didn't want to work for a living.
Okay.
Now he says, we need
That's
the
it.
money, we need to secure something. But how do we do it without me working for a living? The only way is through sport, because then I won't be working for a living. I'd be enjoying what I
Enjoy.
do. I
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
joined him. I joined him right at the base camp. I joined him right at the beginning. I'd finished my final exams for my third year Bachelor of Commerce. It was 1988 April, and
Beautiful.
1988 June itself, the Procam journey began with the first professional tennis coaching clinic at the Cricket Club of India, Mumbai.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
We didn't know what name to go for. We didn't have Google, Chat GPT, or Gemini AI to help us. So, since we started by doing professional tennis coaching camps, we said, why don't we name our company Pro Camp, Professional Camps?
Oh,
It sounds
lovely.
ridiculous today. It sounds completely ridiculous. I'm sure there are many better names. But by the Guru's grace and tremendous oodles of magic, somehow it has worked out. And Procam today is a household name in the sporting firmament of India.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So I was leading up to this thing that yes, we know that Anil was in the rugby team and was at the national level and also at the tennis team. But this leap of faith that you took for the marathon, that involves stopping an entire city for almost 24 hours, involves dealing with multiple levels of permissions, municipal, state, ministers, secretaries, army, navy. How did you manage that? What gave you that confidence that the two of us, without any industrial house background, any political background, that just the two of us can actually pull this off?
I think belief is very powerful, and
Okay.
revolutions actually do not start with big industrial houses. Revolution starts with a few people, a few good men, believing very strongly in something. And that belief cannot be a self centered belief. It cannot be that
Beautiful.
I want to do the marathon in Mumbai because I want to make it big. Then the universe doesn't come out and support you. But when a few good men are rooted firmly in belief that what they're doing is a panacea for civil society, is something
Right.
that will help the country, is something that whose time has come, then somehow the belief takes wings. And then
Beautiful.
somehow the universe conspires to bring it to you. You don't always have to see something to believe it. The truth is, you have to believe enough in something and you will see it.
Fantastic. You want to tell us some anecdotes that you can't tell me? Anyway, audience, please remember
17
that
agencies.
we have been friends since 91. So I have heard so many stories. Anything that you want to tell us about how you convinced the powers to be about, let's just talk about Mumbai, because now you're done Mumbai, you're done Delhi, you're done Kolkata, you're done Bangalore. Let's start with the genesis with Mumbai Marathon.
So, yes, 2003, we actually made it to the start line of the London Marathon.
Okay.
And Anil and me were simply blown away. And we were blown away because we had already been 15 years into sport by that date. We had
Okay.
seen tennis at the highest levels. We had seen golf at the highest levels. We had seen rugby. We had seen sporting events. We had seen football. But what we saw in April 2003 simply blew us away. We saw a swarm of people, thousands of them lining up to start their tryst with the London Marathon. But this was very strange because they were ordinary people. They were like you and me. They were like our parents and grandparents. They were like our doctors, lawyers, and the local pharmacists down the road. The unusual
Fantastic.
thing was they had a look in their eyes which we had only seen in professional sport. If you've seen professional sport long enough as we have, you will recognize a look in their eyes. You will recognize a look in a sportsman's eyes before he's about to begin his match, which is just something I cannot describe. There's a focus, there's an intensity, there's a vision, there is a, he's in a zone which he has been practicing, praying, and playing for years. And suddenly we see this zone, this look, this intensity, this vision in the eyes of people that we recognize as friends, fathers, mothers, grandparents, uncles, aunts, doctors, lawyers. And we said, what is this
Fabulous.
event that can bring this kind of a look into ordinary people's eyes? And their eyes were very clear. They said, for the next 6 hours, I'm not your mother, I'm not your father, I'm not your pharmacist. I am a marathoner. And if I complete this 42.195 kilometers with the timing that I have prepared for, I'm going to walk away with the gold medal, irrespective of the Ethiopian or the Kenyan does.
Beautiful.
I said, wow. We said this magic has to be brought to India. People have to see a sporting revolution that is not spectator led but participant led. And 2003 will be remembered as a watershed year in the annals of Indian sport, Kiran, not just for the Mumbai Marathon, but because of the Mumbai Marathon, another paradigm of sport was born, and that paradigm is participative sport.
Correct. Correct.
Spectator
You're not
sport has
doing
existed
it
for
yeah,
centuries, participative sport was non existent.
absolutely.
In 2003, when we launched Mumbai Marathon, when we came back from London and launched it, it's actually the birth of the participative sporting revolution of India.
Fantastic.
To your point of how to convince a government, 17 different authorities to cooperate shoulder to shoulder with us to shut down the roads of Mumbai so that people can run. The question was, which people? We haven't seen any
Wow.
people wanting to run.
Absolutely.
To paint that dream with such conviction, to find support from quarters that we never expected. And of course, Sri Chhagan Bhujbal's name stands out as a person who believed first and foremost. But we
Okay.
had to, Anil and me had to take 17 different institutions on board and make them believe that by some magic, by some sliver of fate, on the third Sunday of February 2004, thousands of people will land up having registered and wanting to run.
Wow.
That we'd find the right sponsor in Standard Chartered Bank to take this leap of faith with us. That we'd find the governor of Maharashtra, the chief minister of Maharashtra, and everybody else to stand shoulder to shoulder in support of us. This is not something that we can orchestrate. This is destiny. This is the universe bringing something through us to the world.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And since that day, we have always treated the Mumbai Marathon, as with our other events in Delhi, Bangalore, Calcutta, but the Tata Mumbai Marathon specifically, as something special, as a gift. And that gift was born in year one on the third Sunday of February 2004. And then from there on, every third Sunday of January each year.
And you have had, I just want to remind the viewers that please, any questions you have right now or at the end of our conversation, please paste them in the comment section and we'll get Vivek to answer some of that. So, Vivek, that was the fascinating start of the marathon. Currently, as I see it, it is a very aspirational marathon. It's not just that Mumbai holds it. There are people, I hear stories from you and Anil, that people who participate in other marathons look forward to coming to Mumbai and enjoying their time. Is that right?
Absolutely, not just from all corners of India, but from around the world. We get hundreds of people coming to participate. It's because of a few things. One, this is the holy grail where the entire running revolution and participative sporting revolution started from. Second, Mumbai's own charm and energy.
Absolutely.
Thousands and thousands of people lining up the streets, cheering you on, egging you on, not letting your spirit flag. How beautiful is that?
Correct. Correct.
Third, the beautiful course the government of Maharashtra has given us.
Oh,
We take the entire coast as our handrail. We run
I see.
along the coastline and we come back through the city. We have challenging sections, for example, like the Pedder Road, which we call our Heartbreak Hill. We have
I see.
thousands of people standing with salt and oranges and sometimes
Water.
very local food like like vada pavs and saying have, and we're saying, man, you have people outside Siddhi Vinayak that stand and give blessings to the marathoners.
Oh, so beautiful. Yeah.
So it is really something that people have recognized that this moved the needle, this changed Mumbai as we know it, and it made us look forward to that one day of the year when everybody could come together as one. I remember the words of Rahul Bose, John Abraham, who have been our event ambassadors in the past, who said, I wish Mumbai and India was like this 364 other days of the year.
Yeah. Everything in harmony, everything at peace. It's really, really a beautiful day. So, Vivek, from Mumbai Marathon, you went on to set up the Delhi, the Kolkata, the Bangalore, and then somehow you all have graduated to an higher sphere. You have used these marathons as triggers to create a philanthropy revolution, and we are currently now the biggest in Asia. Do you want to? I don't know whether enough viewers know this aspect of your work. This that the marathons bring also philanthropy together through multiple acts, through multiple organizations. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about how it has become the Asia's biggest philanthropy event?
So, Kiran, Anil and me never started by saying we'd do an event.
Right.
We had spent 5 years in trying to make this happen. We were not doing that for an event. Now, what do I mean by this? It means that we sowed 5 seeds into the ground.
Okay.
We had five
Fine.
thoughts, 5 principles sown into
Beautiful.
the ground. One, the marathon must bring pride and prestige to the host city. So Mumbai and Maharashtra must stand tall, not just in India, but outside India as well. Two, it must foster social harmony. Three, it
Fab.
must be a catalyst for health and fitness. Four, it must become a valuable platform for philanthropy. And five, it should give a boost to Indian athletics. We sowed these seeds into the ground when we could see none of this as even a slight potential. But these were the seeds that were sown in and today have grown into mighty oak trees. And thus the marathon has become a movement because it was never started as anything
But a
but
movement.
it should be a movement.
Beautiful.
The
Beautiful.
philanthropy pillar was the most challenging. We went across and through good friends, we partnered with Give India. Give India was unknown. It was probably the smallest NGO that existed in 2003. Today they are the
Okay.
largest and they've done such wonderful work. God bless them. But Venkat Krishnan had the right ideas, he had the right thinking, and his thinking gelled with us. I remember Standard Chartered saying that when we told them about
Give
Give
India.
India being the philanthropy partner, they said, "Why Give India? Why don't you go to a bigger NGO like NAB or Cancer? They'll open doors for you." And Anil and me said, "This is not about opening doors. Give India has the right model. They have the right thinking. People must run democratically for a cause that they believe in, not for a cause dictated by us. We should be a platform for giving." And I tell you, at the end of year one, we had raised 41 lakhs for charity and philanthropy. And I was
Wow.
so proud of myself. I said, because the US dollar at that time was at 41, 42 rupees. And I said, man, we've raised 100,000 US dollars for charity in year one, where
Um,
people never thought it would be possible.
what a
And I
story.
was so chuffed. And today, that 41 lakhs that we raised in year one has totaled more than 600 crores for philanthropy across our four events and benefited over 1,500 different NGOs.
Wow. Wow. It's incredible.
People
Incredible.
don't know this, But the largest sporting philanthropy platform in India are the Procam marathons.
It's also ranked well in Asia, right, Vivek? It's quite high in the
Yes, it's
Asian.
one of the top 10. I would say it's in the one of the top 10 in the world.
Beautiful, beautiful. I just want to take a small digression. We worked together since 91, but one of the most significant world firsts that we created with you was the inspiration medal when in 2018. And that's another story, and rather than me talking about it, I wanted you to talk about how the inspiration medal created another totally new dimension to the marathon.
Yes, I think that was a simply brilliant collaboration with Chlorophyll, and it was born out of a beautiful ethos. Its
Right.
genesis was a beautiful ethos. And that ethos was that nobody crosses the finish line of a marathon alone. It's not possible. Now,
Brilliant.
how is it? It's obvious that you're crossing alone. You've got one chip on your bib, and you're being timed. But that's not the truth. That's only a fact. The truth is, for one person to cross the finish line, there are more than one person behind him. It could be his mother, his father, his girlfriend, his wife, his partner, somebody who has been a shoulder to cry on, somebody who's given a helping hand when it was required, somebody who's been there saying that I believe in you that you can do it. And from that genesis, thanks to chlorophyll, was born this beautiful, brilliant concept that we will have two medals fused into one. One would read finisher, one would read the person who inspired as an inspiration medal. And if you hold it, it looks like one. But when you separate it, there are two identical medals with their own lanyards. One you give to somebody who inspired you the most, and one you keep yourself because you crossed the finish line. I haven't seen this done. I've been to marathons around the world. I haven't seen this done anywhere else. And this was done actually a few years ago. And I remember the chairman of Tata Sons being so moved by it because he
Wow.
himself is a marathoner. He
Runner,
himself is the passion and the force behind Tata's participation in marathons around the world, Mr. N. Chandrasekharan. And I remember him giving a beautiful 2 minute bite, a video
yeah. Yes.
bite on what this medal would come to mean. And
You know who
congratulations
he
to
gave
you,
it to?
Kiran. Thanks to you, thousands have not only finished the marathon, but thousands have been able to recognize that one person that stood with them and helped them to finish.
Correct. Do you know who he gave it to, Mr. Chandrasekharan? His inspiration.
You will have to ask him that.
Yes. So are they? Is that being used elsewhere because the Tata sponsor marathons around the world? Do you know
No,
if?
I haven't. Not to my knowledge, but
Okay.
maybe others know better. Not to my knowledge.
Yeah. So one more personal question, and then one more last one. Um, 1988 to 2025. How has Vivek Singh as a human being changed? What has happened to him
Even the
in
challenges
this
were
entire journey?
immense because and people don't realize this that there was no sporting ecosystem in India when Anil and me ventured into Procam.
Correct.
It didn't exist. There were no good old days of sport. Many things we say good old days. The good days of sport are today.
Yes.
Sportsmen were not treated well.
Mm.
And Anil and me made that promise that we will change that. We will ameliorate the conditions of not just sporting events and sporting tournaments, but we'll ameliorate the condition of sportsmen in India. And that's what we did from day one. Our
Fantastic.
first tournament, the Standard Chartered Summer Classic, had tennis players staying in five-star hotels and being ferried to the venue in air-conditioned buses, something that was unheard of. So it's been very challenging. And when you're encountering an extremely challenging environment, and that too you're encountering it year on, not day and week on week, year on year on year, because it would take time for the sporting ecosystem to get built. You have two choices: either you break or you find a way to grow. And thanks to the love and the prayers of everyone, I found the art of living, and I've been a
Yes,
devotee of His Holiness Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Gurudev for the last 25 years. And
absolutely.
that has been a fantastic and a simultaneous evolution and journey along with Procam. So yes,
So,
there's been a personal growth story, there's been a professional growth story, and both have complemented and contributed to each other to make what Procam is today.
superb. So, finally, what will Anil, Vivek, and Procam do in the future for India, for the world? Will you be
So
in sport?
before I get there, yeah,
Sure, sure.
so my submission is to answer your question. Yes, we had our vision and mission statement like any company does, but we've changed that in the last 1 year. And I
Okay,
think that vision and mission will answer your question more deeply than I possibly can.
okay,
Our vision was to do large format sporting events from which sponsors and corporates would benefit, etc., etc. We changed that. Our
oh,
vision today is to make people happy through an active and engaged lifestyle,
okay,
whatever that may be. That is our vision today, to make people happy. How do I reach people across the country and give them an opportunity to become happier, to find joy from any kind of activity that they would like to pursue, whether it's cycling, whether it's running, whether it's trekking, whether it's parachuting, whether it's kayaking?
yeah,
And our mission is that Procam's products and services must reach every household of India.
beautiful.
So, this vision and mission and the clarity we have behind it fuels us for what we are called Procam 3.0.
I see. So, this was last year, 3.0 was start
Was
the
born, yes,
commitment,
actually
committed,
just
commitment.
during the pandemic, but then we could start implementing it only after the pandemic.
Superb. Yeah. So, I can't see any questions yet. Is there? Yes, there is one which says, "Will this participative sporting revolution help nurture a sporting culture in India and help our nation win more medals?" Yes, that's a very relevant thing. Is winning more medals part of Vivek Singh's dream or Procam's dream?
So, it's people need to know this, and I'm sure many do, that it's a pyramid, right? And that pyramid is what propels sport. If you if the culture and the mindset becomes sporting like it has today, parents don't only insist on a child studying at home, they insist the child goes out and plays, they insist the child takes up sport. Parents are spending more time taking children to coaching, sporting and
Yes,
activity led program than they're taking to coaching classes. And
yes,
we have seen that entire mindset change in our lifetime.
yes.
So the sporting revolution has begun. There are more people. I remember a few thousand people running in 2003 to 2.7 million plus active runners today.
Wow.
Like Kiran said earlier, from maybe two events, which were around at that time, to 800 timed events and another 800 non-timed events in India. So that revolution has begun. To give you one fun fact, the world's most challenging foot race, the world's most arduous foot race from a mass point of view is the Comrades Marathon, which happens in the first week of June in South Africa. They run from Durban to Pietermaritzburg, and the other year they run from Pietermaritzburg to Durban. It was unheard. It was unheard of an Indian participating in the Comrades Marathon because it's over 90 kilometers and 5 hills.
My God.
This year, 2025, there will be 417 Indians on the starting line of the Comrades Marathon.
Fantastic.
That requires intense preparation, requires a sizable amount of financial commitment and time commitment. But 400 plus Indians on the starting line of Comrades, which was something that you could not even imagine four Indians making it to. So that revolution has begun and the cultural shift has begun. And this is going to pay India rich dividends. When the
Yes.
pyramid grows wider, you will find at the top the medals coming as well.
So here is a nice one from Jairaj. Do you think there has been the most unexpected impact of this event? Now that it's clearly established that you have triggered a phenomenon, but what do you think has been the most unexpected impact? Something that you weren't expecting.
I think philanthropy has been, and we mentioned it, and there I would like to mention the sterling efforts of United Way of Mumbai, who took the mantle from Give India in year 3 and have run with it since then, right up till today, and have created this philanthropy revolution in the country. So, really, a big, big round of applause to the team at United Way Mumbai and our other philanthropy partners across the nation.
Fantastic.
Philanthropy, I would say, is one massive paradigm that came into being. And the other, I would say, is the health, wellness, and fitness revolution, the
Hmm.
consciousness of health and fitness. There has never been a wave like this, wherein the
Hmm.
consciousness of health and fitness has become so paramount. Sport has moved from the back pages of newspapers to the front pages of newspapers. It
Lovely.
has moved, sporting conversations have moved into the living room. Sporting conversations have moved into the bedroom. They're not just limited anymore to the playing fields.
Superb insight. Here is Karthik, an old friend of yours. What is the direction
Yes,
that we
Karthik Menon is a dear friend of mine.
yes. What is the direction that we take this running journey into B cities as a broadening culture?
It's already happened. It's 800 marathons, and they're all across every tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities in India, and the participation is unprecedented. So it's already happening. It has spawned several promoters. It has spawned more than just promoters. It has spawned a 450 million US dollar. That's almost a 4,000 crore ecosystem today around running, which is registrations, nutrition, apparel, shoes, training, sponsorship. This entire ecosystem around marathons is 4,000 crores today annually.
Wow,
So it's already happened. It's gone to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities, and it's only growing from there.
brilliant. Vivek, we could go on given the kind of what is this? How do you approach moments of doubt, if any? That's from Rochna. So you said that the whole thing started with belief. It didn't start with belief, a selfish belief, but it started with a belief of doing something for the nation, for the people. Have you had moments of doubt?
If you're doing something, if you're dreaming big, and like you've correctly put, it's not a selfish belief and a special selfish dream, then you must expect people to doubt you. If they don't, you're not doing something right. So doubts are very much a part and the turmoil that a promoter undergoes is a very much part of that journey. There have been tremendous moments of self doubt, doubt, and turmoil. But when that belief is so anchored within you and it's driven by a conviction which is beyond just any small or selfish gain, then the strength also comes
Right.
to make that belief happen. The
Yeah.
strength comes to you. And that is
Fantastic.
something that we could learn from, that you may think you don't have the strength, but the strength, the tools, the help, the support, the people, the partners will be brought to you. Just
Mm.
have that faith. You will get what you need to make your dream come true, as long as it benefits a larger whole, as long as it's good for people around you. You will be given the tools, you will be given the support that you require. What is faith? If you know what the next steps are, where is the faith? We always say, keep the faith, keep the faith. You got to have faith. What is faith? Do we understand faith? It's only when you do not know the next steps, you know, we do not know where it's going, and you still continue, then you have faith.
Brilliant, brilliant. This is well
Otherwise, where is the
beyond.
need of faith?
Yeah,
Otherwise, if you know where you're going, if you think and you can even partially see the horizon, then you don't need faith. You just need a map.
yeah.
You cannot see the horizon,
That's it.
when you cannot see where this road is leading to, but you still believe in it, that is faith, and faith is paramount for success, for completing this journey called life.
Absolutely. This is way, way beyond sport. I think this is an advice that each one of us can live by. There is another question by your other friend, Chitresh. What are the major differences in how we have approached the marathon here compared to the other big four like Boston when it comes to brand activation and sponsorships? Is there a difference and have we approached it differently?
There is a difference, and I think when I travel around the world, we get compliment and kudos how Procam has managed brands, sponsors, and sponsorships. In fact, in many, many countries around the world, the way we have managed sponsorships, the way we have long term partners, the way we have activated sponsorships is a case study. So,
Yes.
yes, Chitresh, you're right. There has been tremendous work done on that frame. And you too, my friend, have been a part of that journey, a very, very close partner to us for many years in that journey. So, hats off.
Vivek, are you there? Vivek? Okay. Vivek, can you hear me? I think viewers, if you can hear me, Vivek, I don't know if you can hear me, but many thanks for this incredibly engaging conversation. Thank you, viewers, for your continued support. Vivek, are you back? No. Okay, I'll say thank you to him in public some other time. Thank you, everybody, for joining in and stay tuned for our next episode. Bye bye.